now let me see if you have any expensive diamond rings on your fingers. Good.
I don't even own any, so.
I don't either. So drumming and rings don't go together. On these type of drums in particular, because these are thin goat skin.
Right.
Yeah, this is the traditional one. Would you like some water, bottled water?
Yeah, that would be nice, thank you.
So we'll just go ahead and begin, and anyone else that comes can just play catch up with us. Thank you. There you go.
Yeah, so I play guitar. I noticed you've got some guitar
Oh, yeah.
pieces there
Oh, yeah.
and keyboards.
Oh, good. Yeah, the keyboard that I've got is, the computer set up now.
Okay.
But it's a nice specialist
Yeah.
keyboard.
So I didn't realise there was other instruments involved.
We've had a lot of interesting musicians and instruments, ukuleles and guitars and nice didgeridoos.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Uh, and I'm an erstwhile guitarist, I'll write songs
Oh, that's
and
nice.
arrange. And now I have a great method of recording and making music where it's not music, so I don't have to be critical of what I do. I'm the way I've been in the past,
Yeah.
with like musicality.
Yours was very much a non-physical environment.
Yeah, so I had to invent one. I had to invent a non-critical physical environment
Yeah.
so that I can play music again. Originally play music. Because this
Yeah.
business has been
Yeah.
so overwhelming. And so I had to go through some days and lots of challenges,
And you're
stress.
just touring worldwide?
Yes, we're going to go all over the world.
Oh,
We have drummers everywhere. You can turn your back or sit out in the shot if you
yeah,
want.
okay.
Or you can star in this episode. You can be the star.
I won't be the star.
No, really, it's really hard to see faces. By the time it's like.
Don't you like depicting your behaviour different places, haven't you?
Yeah, that's what's magical about it. We don't see them because we got to say it's
Yeah.
so fast and fun.
But the sound syncs up okay then?
What?
The sound.
Oh, yeah. When they see us, now what we're seeing right now is not the live images. This has gone roundabout out into the internet and back. So this is off of my Facebook page. So we have a lag of about 15 seconds. And so it's fun because when we're done, we're finished, you can hear us for the last 10 seconds. So it's quite educational. It's like, wow. So that was a fun, happy accident. So, okay, now have a chair, wherever. And, well, these chairs now, they're in the Museum of Modern Art in Manhattan, right? You can move. So these are the most culturally relevant chair artifacts from the 60s, but they are impossible to sit in for any prolonged period of time without cushions, especially. So now what we've also done is we've created the djembe stand. These are djembes. These are the coconut. See, it's all coconut. Yeah. So that's the principle of the djembe, is that it has to be tilted so the low tones can come out of the bottom. And that's, I think, one reason that it was always predominantly an instrument that big, strong men would play.
Right.
Because they had to use the legs or the back.
This is good.
Yeah. So, So what happens here is as soon as we set up these stands, we do this very simple approach to the drum itself. There's just low tone right in the middle of the drum head. Just use your whole hand, nothing special. I ask people sometimes, have you ever made bread or pizza dough? Have you worked with that? You know, they go, no, I don't think so. But some people do. It's like when your hand hits the dough, it doesn't think about it in what position. It just goes. It just does what it knows how to do. And that is interesting because your body knows how to do this. Hi. How you doing? Good. Made it. Good. Now keep that going, and that's your downbeat. So. All right. Now, let's see if we can. Yeah, good. Now, when you hit that deep note in the middle, we have absolutely no words for it. Orgone, chi, prana, kundalini, mojo, grace, shala, every culture got it. But what's nice is when you drum, you don't need a word. You don't, when you're drumming, you just feel the groove, and you don't have to define it, limit it. But we sing. Singing is good. Oh yeah, it's just, you don't have to hit it a correct note when you do this kind of opening up. It's more like yoga. It's a sound yoga. The lungs open up, the vocal cords open up, and that changes a lot of things in the brain. It's very, so it's just a mixture of sounds. It's just totally consuming, right? It's a lot to focus on. So when we do affirmations with the drumming, and it's really powerful because the rhythm jumps right into the belief system. Just keep it relaxed so it doesn't get scary. So I was watching this evolution of affirmations. And a lot of people were trying affirmations, but they were speeding up the tempo while they were repeating their affirmations. Like, I'm a wonderful person, I'm a wonderful person, I'm a wonderful person, or whatever. And I said, no, slow it down. When you slow it down, each word becomes really powerful, and your whole system registers the calm tempo, so it doesn't get scared. So it goes in good. So then I got into like rhythmically programming the behavior, and it works. I tell people you just use this kind of rhythm. You don't even need a drum. Just drum on your legs, whatever you need to do. Like, I believe in myself. And that's always good. I believe in myself. I believe Okay, now we're gonna have a big ending. Gotta have a big ending. That way everybody knows where to clap. Big ending. Here it comes. Keep going. Keep going. Get ready. Okay, this is the last one. Oh, hey, that was great. You nailed the ending. That's really good. A veteran. Would you like some water? Okay. This one. Did I give you a water? I gave you one, right? Gosh, you did it right up, didn't you? That was great. That was good. You got your seat. Oh, there you go. That's round robin now. You're looking at that fast. So that was really nice. So what seems to have been evolving is a reconnection to a sacred rhythms, that are universal. All cultures use them. But it seems, this is my theory, and it's not mine alone, but that all across Europe, like in the Dark Ages, at the beginning of the Dark Ages, when Romans came across and sort of like went all the way up to Hadrian's Wall, right? And all along there, they took away the drum. Now, because they were instilling, Rome everywhere they went, right? So the drum was a local tool all through Europe. But and they use it to celebrate, the nature events and goddess and whatever, the local bull god. So I think what happened is that they said, oh, we can't do that anymore. You just got to listen to the guy in the hat, and he'll tell you what to do, right? So it's like, I don't make a judgment call. It's just that's the way it went down. So what happened, though, is that those tribes, right, we lost our group. Because indigenous cultures all over the world have their groups. You can go, to Africa, the American Indians, they kept their groups. And, Latin, Mediterranean kept their groups. But we weren't allowed to, dance. Welcome to the Dark Ages. It lasted for a while. So, a few thousand years later, I see kids trying to go back and find what those rhythms would be. This is one of the basic rhythm structures that is probably based on. So that's how I teach. These are like archetypal grooves. You could play this anywhere in the world where locals would recognize that you were a drummer. Because it's just underneath everything. It's a three. 1, 2, 3. And it's a mystical three. There's a lot you can do with the three. This is sort of a brisk 10 to 3. It's kind of fast. But it's nice. But if you go really slow with it, it's very interdimensional. Because you can see how they use the 3 in Africa and Cuba and Brazil for their ritual rhythms. Haiti. And so I've always been fascinated with what does that do to people? Rhythm does things to people. Yeah, I'm slowing it down. And I'm talking at the same time. So it's like, I put a lot of pressure on people, they don't even realize it. I'm talking at them, I'm slowing you down. It's sort of an unintentional, because people are so wound up. so by slowing down, we learn, we accept. So this is kind of like what I instill in people, is this ability to remember how to slow down and how good it feels. And for me, it's magical when you find one of those tempos that's a magical tempo, and it resonates with a million hit songs. And you can hear this. Oh yeah, that one. And also, in any indigenous environment, these tempos would be the foundation for the trance singing, the vocalizing in the community. So it's like we've been kind of shy about coming to this because we were made to feel guilty about our sense of rhythm. And so that's the long route. We've had to go this way with it. But we're here now. We're coming back to this. And that was the longest journey for me. So, and it has a lot to do with forgiving and accepting myself and everything else. And the blues is inherently that kind of wisdom. So I said, wait a minute, the blues actually is a philosophy. A philosophy of survival, as well as creativity. So then I said, okay, what do these rhythms do? These are survival rhythms. They do things to the human that gives you strength, power, courage, heart. Lots of heart. Same thing. These grooves become universal archetypal grooves. And all the different jazz guys from the 50s and the 60s work the same grooves. And because they're magical grooves, they're great. They'll always work. They'll always work. Like this is these are a few of my favorite things. When the dawn arrives, when the beat man, you got this endings down. That's good.
You too.
That was nice. That was very nice. So these work, you know, you can mess around with it all you want, as long as everybody sort of stays connected to the downbeat. But what we've discovered is that the distracting qualities of the frontal cortex is really the thing that interferes with drumming. Because the brain really is, the intellect is quite proud of thinking that it knows everything. And words are such a small dimension, and the drum really works outside of that dimension. We done? Oh, I forgot to shut up so we could hear it.
Yes, very interesting.
Yeah, so, but, yeah, so when I drum with these people in recovery, they say, no, I've been talking about myself all day. This is nice. Yeah, yeah. They contacted me about 2 years ago, and because we've been doing it here for 26 years. And some of the people, one of the administrators, had come in and done it with us 15 years ago. And she'd check in with me once in a while and like try to place me this activity in some of these rehabs up in Malibu. And that worked. It was interesting. Oh, what's that? Okay. Your instincts have led you to the right place. Because, yeah. Because what we're seeing is that rhythm is a sense. It's the first sense in the womb. And if through trauma and stress and illness and injury, it can get dislocated. The sense of rhythm can get dislocated, and you can see it and hear it. And it's like suddenly you're diagnosing based on their rhythmic indicators. And that just is, it's amazing. You know, because the good news is the solution is always the same. You come back to the downbeat, and you recalibrate your own sense of rhythm, and you're good to go. And, you know, I think the word recalibrate's funny because it's like mechanical. And I like to view this as a mechanical event. Like, I mean, there's the metaphysical aspects of it too, and you talk about that till you're blue in the face. But I like, there's actual physical evidence that the rhythm integration improves psychology as well as physical health. And so I'm in this, constant thing of like learning about how rhythm heals. So it's like here, this is pretty brisk, right? But it's good because your body's starting to, you feel energized. I could dance to that groove, right? So what occurred to me like 27 years ago was that there was no safe place for women to dance in this culture. Bars, no way, right? And they wanted to dance, right? I mean, I've been a drummer all those years, working behind all these guys, women too, who could make people dance. Rhythm and blues. Rock and roll, rhythm and blues. And I learned, that if they weren't dancing, it wasn't their fault. It was my job to get them to dance. Because the band got paid. So it became a study of body English. My PhD, my doctorate was watching women move to rhythm. And this is still my treatise. The theme has not changed. So then, again, they call me up. They would call me up. Please come drum with us. You're the groove master. Okay. As long as there's roadies, get paid for the gig, no BS, just, So I'm down in Venice at Brennan's. And we're cooking, the band is playing, and they all think they're rock stars, And I'm back and I'm on the kit, and I sound pretty good, I'm having a good time. But we're cooking through some Allman Brothers songs. And the woman, young, she's probably 27, maybe 25, 27. She's trying to dance, because I'm playing well, And this creep won't leave her alone, this guy, right? I've seen it. How many decades? She finally could not get away from him. She jumped up on the stage, about here, and she just threaded her way through the guys up, posturing, rock stars, guitar players. And she comes over and stands right beside me and starts bopping to the groove. And she leans over and she says, "This band sucks, but you're great." I said, "Thanks." So she stayed there and danced for the rest of the show. And the guy prowled around for a while and he left, finally left. As soon as he was gone, boom, she was gone. So I thought about it and I realized she needed to find a safe place right now. And the safe place for her, she instinctively knew, was the beat. Not me, but the beat. The authority of that. Hi. How's it going? I remember you, girl. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow is right. We're still doing it. You look great. Hit a drum? Yeah, pull up a drum. Now that's a conga drum. You can play a conga drum or you play an African drum? Yeah, djembe. I don't think we had the stands. That was so long ago. Yeah, come on in. Now you want to, can you let go of your rings? Can't be the ring thing. So when I left the club that night, I said to everybody, I says, "I'm not going to do this ever again." They go, "Oh, you can't. You're the group master." I said, "No. I'm not going to put women in harm's way, ever." I said, "What I want to see, I want to see." What?
You got a mic there.
Oh, yeah, no, we're streaming to the internet. So people join us all over the world. So I'll get you one. You want a drum?
Oh, come on, Regina, do a little drum. I know that when you give it to me, that'll throw everybody off.
Wow.
Yes, so
Good to
much.
see you. You look great.
Thank you. I live in Redondo now,
Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
after Huntington Beach, Fountain Valley,
Okay, come in.
Palmdale.
Okay, good. Well, I don't tour as much as I was now with your ring. Can you take your ring off? Don't leave it anywhere. If you do, I'll sell it. Get that deep tone right all the way in the middle of the drum head. The whole hand, remember? The downbeat. Come up quick. Okay. Now slow it down. Slow it down. Relax. Very good. All right. You're all excited playing, living down in Redondo? Surf's up. So then, after I finished that gig, I wrote the book, Let the Goddess Dance. It was a book about creating that safe space in our culture. And, I sold it just, independently, just by self-publishing. And Don Henley walks in here on a Sunday afternoon. Nobody was in here. The drummer for the Eagles, right? the main songwriter for the Eagles, right? And he says, "What about these drums?" I said, "Well, these drums will give you that state of grace that you're looking for." Because that's exactly the phrase I was looking for. Great. Gave Don Henley another platinum album. And he sees my book. And he picks it up and he goes, "What's this?" And I said, "This is my book." He says, "Okay." And he throws it on all these drums. He says, "Okay, I'll take it." And I said, "Which one? Which drum?" He goes, "All of them, man." So he had his roadie come by the next day and clean us out. It's like, and then it dawned on me. He just bought my book, my unpublished, book on drumming, as the new society, the new culture, where drumming would be respected, and people who were drumming would be able to maintain a safe space. That's how the book starts, creating a safe space. So Llewellyn picked it up right away. Llewellyn, big new age publisher. And they ran with it right away. So I got emails. Come out and teach our local people how to do this. So I said, okay. Went all over. The international trade show, the New Age international trade shows. I was the first drummer. Now it's unheard of, but I was the first one. It was weird. I was the first drummer that could put together a sentence using a comma. My secret weapon. Wash away fear. Wash away, wash away, 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 wash away. Wash away, wash away, wash away fear. Wash away, wash away, wash away fear. Wash away, wash away, wash away pain. 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 Wash away, wash away, wash away. Wash away, wash away, wash away pain. Excellent.
All right, we're gonna carry on
Okay.
with the nice.
What a kid. Yeah. Now you're immortalized, you know, with electrons there on YouTube. It's there.
Okay, hi New York, this has been a great time.
Can you hear a little bit of it?
All right. Okay.
Good to see you.
Same here.
Well, take a flyer. Don't forget your rings.
Okay.
Get your rings? Okay, yeah. And so 3 times a week? Oh, no, Thursday the 17th of July, we're going to be on the sidewalk drumming, starting at 5 o'clock. Yeah, the street art fair. So, you know, it's open invite. I come and drum, you know, on the sidewalk.
That's gonna be nice.
at 5 o'clock on July 17th. That's like this Thursday. That's this coming Thursday.
Coming Thursday.
Yeah, 5 o'clock, and it's the art fair, and we'll stream that, and it's fun. We do it 4 times a year. Halloween is cool. Kids and costumes. Yeah, we drum on Halloween. That's a street event. And then the holidays, the first Friday of December.
Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur too?
Well, that's why they put it there. It's like, okay, we'll kind of try Kwanzaa, maybe, everybody,
That's right, Kwanzaa's very popular.
That's right. That's right. That's what we're doing here. Hey, is this top level? What are we talking about here?
Have you been part of a drum circle before with John?
Good. Well, you're a member of the cult now. You got the pit helmet on. That's a beautiful hat.
Thank you. I have a,
It's great. You look good. Glad to see you.
I try.
Please, check in anytime.
All right. You should check in on my shows.
You got your shows?
I got shows now.
Good.
Senior Comedy Afternoon.
What is this?
Check out my website.
Yeah, good. It's like no longer business cards, just websites. When I was touring, I'd get business cards, I still do. And they don't put the name of the city on it. It's like, where did I get this? Senior Comedy Afternoons, guys. Oh,
That's
this is a great idea.
4 years now, after publishing 27.
So do you do a live show?
Yeah. Who knew?
Yeah, go figure. Go figure.
I was,
Isn't that good? Well, you can incorporate the drum. See, I'll lift the drum up. Just lift it up off the stand.
Maybe you can get your CDs to drum.
It's a concept. Anything.
Oh, well, this is a comedy stand-up waiting to happen.
It could be. I mean, somebody could do a drum and tell a joke. or
Right?
something
Yeah.
and then go back to
That's
it.
right. Well, look, take my wife, please. It's like that's, how many times have you heard that rim shot, right?
The drum is an integral part of humor.
Yeah, and Johnny Carson, called the Prince of Blends, he was a drummer.
Prince of
Blends.
Blend.
What's that? What? Who? What? Phyllis. I don't know Phyllis.
Called Phyllis?
They're in transition. They were in the corner. They're still on the corner down here, but they're moving in right here with this construction. That's Sofas You Love. I'm sorry? Yeah, I'm not sure what they are, but this is what they're remodeling. They're gonna be right here. Okay, girls, good to meet you. Good to meet you.
Check me out.
I will. Good. Okay, you too. God bless you. Look great. What fun. How long has he been?
I haven't lived in this neighborhood in 18 years.
Right on. Yeah. 18 years. Amazing. That was really nice. But you see how the dynamic changes. Different personalities affect the chemistry. Now, there's some interesting psychological research paradigms where the circle and the different personalities. This is Kathy. You just missed a woman that had come in 18 years ago to film this. Bonnie Barchett. You'd recognize her voice right away. I recognized her once I heard her speak. Oh, you need the wooden stand. Oops, oh, sorry. No, Kathy has a special stand. It's right here. I gotta stand up for a second. So that was weird. So I'm a big proponent of psychotherapy drumming, and I teach it. I've taught it. There's probably about 24 certified helm tone drum therapy practitioners. The drum protocols, helm tone drum protocols. I had to create the company just to defend the information. You know, Remo was just grabbing everything. And that's the plastic drum company. So I'm not really dumping on them, but so I said, okay, I'll create a brand name. And that way it's teachable. Moving this one. You want to bring it over here? Yeah, this one is, the king is in the village. That's one of the sentiments of that phrase. When the trunk is up, that means the king is in the village. I think. But yeah, these are carved. The trees are blessed. The goats are blessed. It's all tradition. And the drums are cured for a year. So. I'm sorry? Yeah. It's, you're experiencing it. Oh, excellent. That's such a nice, conclusion on that. So that's the experience that I realized was happening for people. When you're in a groove, when you're, active like this, the memories will come up, but they're not paralyzing. If you're sitting like this, or laying down, and memories come up, you're kind of helpless. Yeah, you're making an effort. That's right. And then your system, on a molecular level, starts to realize that you are creating a protective energy field around yourself, around your body, as you do this laid back, steady heartbeat kind of pulsing. And the drum is designed to do that. It's got this globe, this goblet shape. So, and not every downbeat is going to be like perfect, right? That we're human, it's impossible. But every once in a while you get a really good one. The deep tone, it just moves, the core tone, it goes right up through the body. Yeah. Now, as I hit that core tone, the downbeat, I hover over the head. So I reabsorb the vibration off of the drum head, which is very healing energy. That's going right up the meridians, the chi circuits, and going to the internal organs, just by receiving that energy. It's rhythmic moksha, right? That's what they call that, right? So, now, that entails a certain different kind of technique than actual drumming. This is quickness, small, fast moves, akin to Aikido, martial arts kind of stuff. And I ended up working with a great martial artist, the greatest martial arts teacher, Guru Dan Inosanto. And he's in all the Bruce Lee movies. He's the bad guy, always is. But he's an amazing, considered the greatest martial arts teacher in the world. So he contacted me to teach him this kind of drumming. Great honor. So he's now, the godfather of martial arts drumming in America. Because we, as in competitors, martial arts competitors, we were at a disadvantage internationally, especially with the Far East, because our grooves were so obvious and simple and singular. We had one. And Bruce Lee used to make fun of American martial artists because he's rigid, robot, And he was the cha-cha champion of Hong Kong, Bruce was. He was just a dancing fool. So Dan wanted to understand those intricacies of rhythm. And also the energy. He knew the chi. And so we worked for about 5 years, made a great CD. And it's a big hit. But this generates life force. achieve. And it has essence. I told Dan, I said, the difference between martial arts and drumming, because what is that? He always treated me like his, I was the master teacher, and he was like the student, which is like ridiculous. So I said, the difference between drumming and martial arts is that with drumming, you can get people to move without touching them. And he goes, you're right. He liked that. Yeah. Well, we'll do a Reiki energy check at the end, where we hold our hands, you can feel the energy field. So, what's proven to be an amazing tool in the therapeutic is this phenomenon of how we perceive and react to slowing tempos. Most everything speeds up. And that's a source of great anxiety and sense of displacement. Because, we just cannot keep up. Because it's all machine. And we are not machines, right? So it all started, you can blame it on the drum machine. The digital computerized drum machine came into pop music about 30 years ago, 35 years ago. And I had no problems with it because I've been trained on a metronome. But what I perceived was that the music died because there were no real drummers on the tracks. It was cheaper to use a drum machine. Boom, check, boom, check, boom, check. So the music just withered and died. There was no feeling inspiration in the pop music, the stuff that was being, played on AM, FM radio. And commercials and soundtracks for TV shows, and it's all like digital, all drum sampled. So now kids have been born into the world without knowing what a real drum sounds like or feels like. And so this is the old school, this shows those old grooves, because we're still bodies, and we have, we're not machines. So we have to be able to feel and accept the fact that we fluctuate and that we are not locked into machines, drum machines. Because of that ancient cellular reaction, if we are not in sync with the tempo, we probably won't survive. Because that goes all the way back to like the very slow grooves, with celestial grooves. So it's like those tempos are so slow. Like the Aboriginal stuff is way down here. And so you can imagine around a fire, this is, you don't need much, to go to that state, suspended state. The hard part for us as technological survivors is to not speed up. Because the intellect, the frontal cortex, is totally overstimulated. Now I refer to that as the survival mind. And I don't personify it. It's a mechanical, habitual mechanism of the way our mind thinks. Part of our mind. That's what I call the survival mind. And it's always monitoring the environment. And it monitors the environment primarily through rhythm. And it makes decisions. Is this a safe environment? If it's a dangerous environment, I'm going to secrete adrenaline. And if it slows down, if that would ever happen, I would be able to shut off the adrenaline and secrete endorphins and healing chemistry in the blood and shut down the brain and actually rest. All based off tempo. That's ancient. So now everybody's like listening to the drum machines ticking away on commercials and soundtracks, and the alarms are just going off all the time, and they don't shut down, ever. So this is the only time they shut down when people do this. The rest of the time they're here, totally locked in, totally addicted. And that's a digital addiction. And that's what I saw evolving 35 years ago, was a digital addiction. So this is an antidote. What's that? Oh yeah. You see how it picks up, especially with this 3 rhythm. It generates a lot of energy. Like slow down even more. Like if you come down, these tempos, even like way back in the pocket, so you're so late. Okay, these are powerful. These are also the blues. This is the Delta blues, the original, the first generation of the blues played on acoustical guitar was at these tempos. Robert Johnson. But it's hard to stay here because it picks right up because of the intellect. And that's the survival mind. That's the survival mind overreacting, making assumptions, inaccurate assumptions. So this is a way to control the survival mind. Because the intellect doesn't understand rhythm, but it can be controlled by rhythm. So we're going to slow it down even more. This is where this theory of laying back the groove is really important, because you've got to constantly release the intellect that wants to speed up. And as you start to get control of that mechanism, it's then you start to breathe deeply and you start to relax. But it takes constant vigilance to realize that we want to speed up. But the real blessing, the real good energy is down at these tempos. The paradox is it generates so much energy, this rhythm, that you just want to take off. Now, when you get to Cuba, they dealt with that partly Spanish, partly African. They layered this slow tempo. They layered over it with another 3-beat that was at a different tempo. And they created an opening, portal, energy warp. So, and that had been done, of course, in a lot of other cultures, Africa, Malaysia. So, this combining of all the cultures in Cuba. Now slow it back down. So this phenomenon of slowing back down, that's a releasing. And to be able to release like that and remember how to do it brings you back into the present. See how then it just speeds up again. And that's the Zen paradox here. You accept that as a part of reality, but you constantly have to remind, because the world is not perfect. Slow it down, slow it down. So what this is doing is soothing that intellectual. Just hold it. Good. Okay, breathe it out. Let it go. Good. So this is the actual meditation. When you constantly have to be present. And not be distracted by the replays, all the old loops that come in. The trick is to go back to the fear, even slower. So all we can do is keep trying to slow back down. There's no right or wrong, it's just that's the way life is. Sometimes you hit a good groove. And it's magic. When it happens, it's magic. Something. Yeah, wonderful voice. Oh, great. This is full of harmonies. Wonderful. So that mechanism of slowing everything, you can see how you can control the panics, monkey mind, intellect through tempo, through the pulse, just a heartbeat pulse. It's not just tempo. You got to have that, that feeling. Your heart's got to be in it. But when you slow way down like that, we do inner child work off of that, slowing tempo. Not that rhythm structure. You go back to 4, and you start fast, and then as you slow down, you reconnect to the inner child and reaffirm that they're safe and all this stuff, and they come out and people come out with tears, and they're great. They love it. And so it's like that kind of therapeutic stuff. It's like that's a whole world. And then we do the regular drumming groups, where we chant and we sing songs and everything. So it's always different. Like, where do people want to go? They want to experiment with the therapy stuff, or do they just want to drum, goof off and have fun? So it's like I try to bounce back and forth, Play to the house, Now, okay, the happiest rhythm in the world. Everyone needs to know the happiest rhythm in the world. It's the rhythm that's used for more theme songs on game shows than any other rhythm. It's every indelible groove happy song in every movie uses this rhythm. And every culture has it. And like for instance, in Africa, it was originally defined as the African rumba. And then as it moved around the world, it met the same rhythm structure in other cultures. Like for instance, about 2,500 years ago, the merchants from the Mediterranean would sail out and go up the coast and get tin, right? Way up in Wales, wherever. And they didn't tell anybody, because they could bring it back down the Mediterranean and get good money. So the crews on the merchant ships would hang out with the local druids and all that up there getting tin. And they exchanged rhythms. And it's like, who knows who came up? Was it the Irish jig or was it the African rumba? Same rhythm structure. So it's like that stuff fascinates me. And it's also, you'll hear it in American Indian too. And Far East. So it's like, it is. It's a basic human language. Like there's a retired couple here that they would trek all over the world. They've been to Antarctica and all of it. So they drummed with us a long time. So they were getting really confident. And I told them, I said, if you learn these rhythms, you can go play with anybody. And if I'm lying, come back and bust me. So they booked a tour to Africa, Tanzania, someplace where they can go out, and they specifically wanted to drum local drummers in a village. And so the tour guide took them out there, and the drummers came out of the village and says, okay, we're going to play for you. They said, no, that's not the deal. The deal is we play with you. They said, how could you possibly play with us? You don't know our rhythms. They said, just, go for it. So they did, and they found, they immediately identified the 3-beat and the 4-beat. Like, boom, because it's the foundation structure for anybody. So they got in there, and it was given as good as they would take it. And it's like, the drummers were amazed. They said, how did you know our rhythms? And they got on the cell phone, and they called the tour guide office, and these Americans, they know how to drum. It's like, so it's just a basic structure. It's like the Rosetta Stone. So this is a 3, speed it up. Because we did the 1, 2, 3, right? We did that, right? Now, if you go back and forth with your hands, this creates a powerful mental alchemy. This is, it's a 3, but you're doing exact mirrored hand activity. Now, instead of doing that, start it right in the middle. Just go here first. Yeah. So, this is one of these rhythmic diagnostics. If people have trouble doing this, and a lot of people do, their belief system is rigid. Yeah, just relax, just slow down. That's the inherent in the 3D. It just really takes off. But this time we're going to speed up intentionally. Take it up. Go for it. Yeah. Whoa. Now, let's take out some notes. Flattening out the tone. And tilt the bottom of the drum back a little bit more on the stand so you get the right, there you go. Yeah, yeah. So, now, but this is an important moment right now. This is a rhythmic digestion moment. Here your intellect is totally involved with learning what I just showed you. But now it's being physically translated into body language. So when we're learning drumming, you do it, and then you stop. And then you relax and let it digest. And then when you come back to it, it's now in a physical language. It's one of the few times that the brain cooperates with the body. Because the body says, I want to do this. This felt good. And the brain says, what? What? Do what? And the body says, you didn't get that, did you? Okay, well then just shut up for a minute and let me do this. So this is the blues shuffle. This is Irish jig. This is the African rumba. How we doing on time? I don't even know what time. I can't tell anymore when the sun stays up so late. Here we are. Oh. Okay, so those are the basic rhythm structures. Now we'll close down the circle. This is important. Just like this is important, this is a soul retrieval technique, Corandera, Amazon, American Indian, pulling the soul pieces back into wholeness. You know that? Yeah. It's also Qigong. So it's common, again, things, resonate from culture to culture. So Jumbo, it's like African. So it's like, love. I am, exactly. So then the energy that we've generated then, we got to put it away. Because what's happened is we've opened up the portals, right? We're in Havana, 1956, right? Jack Kennedy is a junior senator. And the mafia runs things. Everything. And we're in the band, so it doesn't matter. our endeavor. Great Spirit, bless our endeavor. Okay. So now move your drums and we'll stand up and we'll do this energy check. Okay. So put your hands 2 inches above and below the person next to you. Right palm down, left palm up. Right palm down, left palm up. Good. And just float that 2 inches. Now, slowly, move your hands away from that person's nose. And then come back to the 2 inches. So your hands are real sensitive now. You can feel the fluctuations in their energy that you generate. So this is a life force. Drummers generate life force. And it's always been there. And every culture has its own names for this energy. So the drummer generates it without using words. That's why it's so hot. So that's what's amazing about this energy. Now, we've seen that this alpha voltage, so that it has effect, physical effect. So we put it back in our own system. First of all, we put it up and open the crown chakra. This is a channel that is open already because of the drum. And it's a tube of white light that goes to our higher consciousness. And the hand, putting the hands in there, this is a blue-white light energy that we generate. And most mystics will describe that. So receive that, facilitate the download. These downloads are one of the few ways we can upgrade our operating system. These massive concepts, compressed files, downloaded from the higher consciousness into our heart chakra. And that's where we open it up better to the heart. Now shine into your face and receive the beauty blessing, because these groups are based on beauty. Like that, the earth and the sky, and which reflects that back at you, beauty that you walk with. The ears, blessing the ears and the hearing, so these grooves are based on truth. So you recognize truth. So you see that energy down to your throat. These grooves are based on honesty. Always been honesty. So you can speak honestly the way you mean. And then moving down to the heart, giving this life force into the heart. You know, this blue-white light energy, this feeling, courageous, loving, compassionate, never-ending energy that's the heart. And then the thalamus and the thyroid balancing all the chemistry in the body. This entrainment, this rhythmic resonance balances all the different functions. Chemistry is balanced. And down to the solar plexus. But first of all, we're going to clean up the lungs. So wash away great energies like washing waters, moves everything out. So then down, now we go down to the solar plexus and give a shot of this gratitude energy into the internal organs and cleaning out the filters with this blue light like washing energy. What, you know, the liver, the spleen, pancreas, wash away, wash away, wash away the toxins. And coming around to the kidneys, wash away, wash away, wash away the toxins. Now down to the hips, blessing the hips. This life force energy, Guru Organic Sanskrit said, decisive action begins in the hips. So, blessing the hips, and then sexual organs. The drummer resides in the first and second chakra. So the sexual organs, happy, healthy, well balanced, very strong. The drummer has no problem with that. Down to the knees. This is why I thank my patron saint, Saint Malachus. Do some work there with us, thank you. And the feet. And here we dance all day long with the earth. We thank earth. And then into the earth, Pachamama, she receives the negativity, the fear, the doubts, the nightmares, and she gladly eats all of that darkness and gives us back the blessings of the feet. The drummer, the straight left and